guys, so my name is Jennifer, and usually my dog Lexi would be with me, but today we're gonna clean all of her hair out of the truck since we're done with our trip. And along the way I'm going to tell you the 5 top things that I've learned while camping in my homemade truck camper. Let's go get it cleaned.
You're not gonna be able to hold all that. Look, use that.
I'm not using that. I don't know what that is.
Just
Oh
take
my
the paper out of
goodness.
it.
No, dude. Negative. All right. Lexi has a lot of hair, so we have a lot of quarters. Let's go. First thing I've learned, I have a roto-molded cooler. It's a Lifetime, I believe is the name brand. But what I learned about those is that ice, the water, when it melts, it gets into everything. It's gonna get into all of your food, and it's disgusting.
Tell them.
It's Kyle.
Guys, look, Kyle has joined the party.
So in our house, guys, we get these little jumping spiders all the time, and my oldest, James, has named them Kyle. And this guy came in on some laundry the other day, and now he just seems to be chilling in the truck. So yay for us. We got spiders.
You can't vacuum Kyle up, Mom.
I'm not gonna vacuum Kyle up. So anyway, fact number 1, tip number 1, however you want to put it, water gets into everything in your cooler. So if you have the ability, if you have the finances, when you start out camping, traveling, adventuring, whatever you plan on doing or choose to do, if you have the ability, go ahead and get one of the refrigerators that can plug into your car. It's probably a lot easier, and it's definitely gonna be a lot less messy. All right, let's get to vacuuming. Good number to start up.
That's Kyle. He's hanging out with his friend Bat. Got a TikTok notification.
Lovely. Okay, so lesson number 2 learned. Small spaces fill up very fast. I know my camper is small. I know I can't fit that much stuff in it, but I've got this whole backseat area of the truck. And when we get into the back to clean, you guys will see I've got recovery gear back there. I've got extra water back there. I've got a shower back there, and it fills up so fast because I also need room for Lexi and myself to be able to drive comfortably. And my cooler sits right here in the front seat. So it's very comfortable to live in this, but I don't know how I would gear up for like all seasons without having a place to go back to, if that makes any sense. All right, let's get the rest of this Lexi hair off of here as best we can. And then I'll show you in the back, and I'll show you the recovery gear that I traveled with. And is that a spider?
No. Kyle's in the car, Mom.
Are you sure?
He's right here. I see him
right.
still. He's in the
Could've sworn
same
something
spot.
was hanging down in front of my face.
Yeah, it's called hair. This is...
I have a ham radio that I carry inside my truck. It's really messy because it's all just kind of shoved in here, but I've got, you can see this is the face of the radio right here. You got a microphone, you got the radio right here, and it plugs in right here, just runs off my truck's power. I don't have it hooked up constantly at the moment because when I had the antenna coming down through my door, it was leaking really bad in the back. Perfect for it's perfect for I did think I just spit. It's perfect for emergent. Oh my god!
It's perfect for emergencies.
Emergency communication. There you go.
I didn't introduce myself. I'm Megan. I'm her youngest child. Bear with me if the cameras are not that great because I don't know what I'm doing.
I guess I'm just gonna put this stuff on.
Hair everywhere. And dirt's all on the seat.
All right, so tip number 3. I'm a solo traveler with my dog, obviously. I would feel a lot safer if I could get out of this and into this without having to actually lift up my door, come out, come around, and get in the front seat and start up and leave. So if you're just starting out and you have the option, if you have the money, because granted, I didn't have the money, that's why I built this. But if you have the money, I think a van, a small, I don't know what it is, class B, class C, small motorhome of some sort, van, anything that you have an access from the front to the back. So, but that's one thing is when stuff's happening at night, late at night, which I have had happen with the gunshots at the lake and things like that. If you want to see that, go back to one of my other videos. But anyway, I would have felt better if I could have gotten to my front seat without having to get out first. So tip number 3. So my gear that I have here, you can see I've got 2 3-gallon water bottles. They fit perfectly in the space that I've made in the camper for them, and I've got a manual pump that goes on top. This isn't going to be a perfect clean, obviously, because Lexi still gets in here, so I just want it kind of cleaned up. I got some traction boards. I brought these with me, obviously, in case I got stuck and needed some traction getting out. I didn't use them for that purpose, but I did use them as levels. Came in very handy to level out the back of my truck for sleeping overnight, so that I wasn't sleeping at a complete and utter angle, because a couple of places I camped, I had a pretty good I had a pretty good slope going on, and these came in very, very handy. Bungee cords, always need bungee cords. I've got extra propane bottles. I do have a Mr. Buddy in my camper. I used it for the first time on this trip in Colorado. So extra propane, thanks for that. Oh, I've got my handy dandy shovel. Everyone needs a shovel, both for recovery and for toilet. Oh, it's dirty. If Megan can get right here, I do have a little electric heater. As you guys will see, I do have the ability to plug in with my camper. So if I was at a campsite that had electric, I can use that instead of wasting propane because I'm already paying for the electric. There we go. The sound effects help. This, if you guys watched my last video, you know I'm pretty dramatic. Anyway, so I came prepared when I went out. I didn't want to spend a lot of money, but I did want to have the essentials. Like I said, the traction boards. This is a kinetic recovery rope, and it's got the little, I don't know what they're called. Whatever these guys are. There's a name for them. It'll come to me. I have zip ties. Those are imperative no matter what you're doing. And then I just have a couple of like multi-tool type things. And this right here is a canopy that can attach, in theory, can attach on the back of my camper with suction cups and give me another maybe 5 or 6 feet of covered space. And I didn't get it out this trip Eventually I will, I know, because I bet you anything that'll come in handy when it's raining. Because how gross is that gonna be with a wet dog all the time? So I'll give that a try another day. Here we have a battery charger, just small, but I did charge it before leaving. Here we have a roadside kit. It has a hydraulic jack, air compressor, and the zzz thing, the zzz that you can...
A drill?
No, not a drill. You know, the thing that screws on and off your lug bolts, but it's automatic, so you don't have to have that upper body strength. I'm missing a boot, but we'll find it later. All right, oh, there it is. Oh gosh. 4 boots for 4 feet. Right here, you can see that I've got I think it's either 100 or 200 watt solar panel that I can charge my Blue Eddy with. Right here is my metal detector. I tried using it, but it's really hard to hold the dog on a leash and metal detect at the same time. I would really love to go on a trip where I just get to metal detect and find some treasures. And this right here is my solar shower, which came in actually kind of handy and was nice to use. I learned some stuff on that too, which maybe I'll do a video on, but not right now. So let me point out a few things on the exterior. There's some gross looking tape here. I took it to Virginia and we had some leaks because I didn't caulk along this seam right here. I learned my lesson. You know, you live and you learn, right? So I put some, I can't remember what it was, Flex Seal tape or something like that. I put some other stuff on the edges, just thinking it would look cool, and it didn't work out, so a lot of it's come off. This camper is in no way, shape, or form perfect by any means, but you know what? It's good enough for me. So here you can see this side lasted a little bit. Guys, this has been on here since March, and it's now November. It's now November. So it's actually held up pretty, it looks terrible, I know, but it was a quick fix that I had to do on the fly in Virginia. I just reached in as far as I could to make it work, and it did. So eventually I'll fix all that and make it look nicer, but not today.
Recording thing is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. Got to get all the shots and it takes a while to get there. That's Mom. There she is. Okay, anyways. Guys, she asked the lady, she asked her if she's okay. She was worried because she's walking around just with her phone out, not doing anything. So now they're gonna sit there and talk for 5 hours.
Her husband went deer hunting this weekend, so they're washing out all the mud from underneath the vehicle.
Now we know.
Okay guys, so the 4th thing I learned on this trip and the time I've been spending in the camper is that it's more difficult than what YouTube makes it out to be to find free places to camp. While it is doable, of course, in my situation I feel like it's a little bit more difficult because I don't feel comfortable going to like a Walmart or a Cabela's or anything like that.
Or a Buc-ee's.
Or a Buc-ee's or anything like that, because I don't feel comfortable in a parking space, because in my truck it's more difficult to get in and out of, and I feel like that's a consideration when you're in a parking lot, because you're not supposed to set up camp, right? So, but for me, having the dog, like mine opens outward, and I've got stairs and I've got a ramp for Lexi, especially on this trip after her surgery. It's a lot more complicated. So I have to actually find legit dispersed camping areas, and that's not as easy as is portrayed most of the time. I know it's gonna save all this money. this soap off here. And then, oh no, wait. Tip number 5. Guys, it's scary for some people. Camping solo. So don't get me wrong, it's excellent. It's wonderful. I love it. I've traveled solo quite a bit. However, it's sunny out there. I feel like it's a little bit, like there's a little bit more of a fear factor for solo campers because every decision is on you. You can't blame it on anyone else. So if you screw something up or you get yourself in a situation that's hard to get out of, it's all on you. There's no one there for you to be like, hey, what do you think we should do? Nope, it's all you. So that makes it a little bit more scary.
Mom broke her sunglasses.
No, dude, look. I found the pin. We can fix them.
Don't know why she's whispering.
As always, thank you so much for joining us. If you want to support the channel, please hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.